Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of Bengal Magazine. We've got a terrific show starting with the football Bengals, and head coach Jerry Boyce joins us. Jerry is joined by Marc Montana. His junior kicker out of St. Joe's and East Amherst was carried off the field by his teammates on their shoulders. That's what kind of game that was. Maria DePeters joins us from women's volleyball, and Maria is bringing along Samantha Parente. And then Lindsay Abbott, the new lacrosse coach for the Bengals, joins us. So we've got an interesting show. Stick around. We're going to take a quick break, and we come back. We're going to talk football. Congratulations going out to Marc Montana, this week's Tim Hortons Athlete of the Week. Marc kicked the game-tying 49-yard field goal as time expired in a 51-48 win over Cortland. He obviously followed that up with a 34-yard field goal in overtime to win it. The psychology major hit on all 6 point-afters, and his 3 field goals in the game tied a school record. So congratulations to Marc Montana, this week's Tim Hortons Athlete of the Week. And we just happen to be joined by Marc Montana, the kicker for the football team, along with his head coach, Jerry Boyce. Gentlemen, what an amazing game last Saturday against Cortland, a 51-48 win. And boss, you've been around a lot of football. Where does that rank in terms of excitement, in terms of top 10?
Oh, golly, Tom, from that standpoint and the way the game went back and forth and just a wild ending, I've never been a part of an ending like that.
Is that right?
Truly. So we have been a part of some great victories at Buffalo State, but in terms of the finish, nothing tops that.
Well, let's talk a little bit about it, but before we do, let's talk to Marc. And Marc, we were saying off air, I don't think we've ever seen a kicker carried off on the shoulders of his teammate, but that's what kind of game it was for you. Let's go back. How does Marc Montana get to Buffalo State? Because I know the road was a little traveled for you.
Well, coming out of St. Joe's, I went to Long Island University.
Okay.
I wanted to play Division II to also carry out a singing major.
Fantastic.
I guess it was vocal performance. And after that season, I thought that I could move on to Division I, so I tried that. I took a year off, went to school at Erie Community College. After that year, I was recruited from the University of Memphis.
Wow. And
I wound up there for a year. Got injured, tore the whole length of my quad, and had to sit out. And so I wanted to find an outlet because they found a kicker. He did great.
Okay, all right.
And I talked to Coach Herman, and he invited me in.
How about that? And voila, you're a hero. All that, and here you are sitting here as a hero. Guys, let's talk about this game because it was an incredible game. Let's get to the nitty-gritty, and that's with 2:24 left, down by 3. The Bengals are down by 3. Thinking you're going to get the ball back. Cortland punts, and it hits the heel of a return man or a blocker for the Bengals, and Cortland recovers. The Bengals have no timeouts left, 2:24 left. What's going through your mind at that time, Jerry?
Well, a little bit of grim thinking, to tell you the truth, Tom. We knew that there was a possibility we would have one last chance.
Okay.
With the 40-second clock and things of that nature, you do the math, and if they don't get a first down, we have a chance. So you kind of stack the box against them defensively because you know they're going to be a little bit conservative, and so we do get it down to fourth down. Mm-hmm. So we were talking about our last play on the sideline, what we would do. So we're that.
Well, I don't want to, let's not get too far ahead now because you do have one play left. Let's reset it a little bit. You get one play left, but with 2 minutes left, you're the kicker. It's a 3-point game. What are you thinking, Mr. Psychology Major, on the sidelines?
Well, just coming off a miss, I was, pretty down about it. I almost blew it for the whole team.
Okay.
But, Coach Herman came up to me and said, we may have another chance. So get your mind right and prepare for it. And that's what I did.
So right away you're starting to prepare. Well, with 6 seconds left in the game, it is fourth down. And Cortland decides to punt. But instead of punting, the punter attempts to run out the clock by somewhat going backwards and actually giving the Bengals 22 yards. He falls, there's 1 second left. There's a number of things that you could do in that. Coach, you've had a couple days to digest all this. What are the options on something like that where you have 6 seconds left and you're trying to run out the clock?
Well, that's a tough one, Tom.
It really is.
To try to think about what the Cortland coach was going through his mind at that time. I'm sure he didn't want to give us another play.
Right.
Obviously. So he told his punter to run around and try to run the clock out. Fortunately for us,
there you go.
He went down.
Right.
And the official who's in charge of looking at the clock on that did his job. Thank goodness for that. And there was 1 second left to go. So it gave us the opportunity.
So you have 1 second left, Coach. You're at it was a 49-yard field goal. So I'm assuming you're at the 32 of Cortland, 7 back, 39 plus 10, 49 yards. Are you thinking field goal all the way to tie the game, or are you thinking 49 yards, maybe a Hail Mary? And are you thinking about his missed field goal earlier of 43 yards?
Thinking field goal all the way, Tom.
You are?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because of what this guy has done during the course of preseason. There's no question that he has the leg for that.
Okay.
So it wasn't even a question, and to tell you the truth, the fact that we missed one earlier wasn't even in the back of my mind. Never even thought about it.
Okay.
This is our opportunity, and let's take advantage of the opportunity.
Well, this is fascinating stuff because Mark, it's not even in his mind. Was the miss in your mind, or in that 2-minute period where Coach Herman said, get your head together, were you able to get rid of that missed field goal earlier in the game?
Absolutely. As soon as he told me, as soon as I got off the field, he said, get your mind right. During that time, I forgot about it. I was prepared to take the next one.
Okay. An interesting point that you made off air is that this it was a field goal, but it could have changed because of another player who made a couple great plays for Buffalo State, and one was a blocked extra point that did make it a 3-point game.
Well, it's interesting of all the dynamics that go on in the plays in a game, and you can pinpoint some things that had just a huge impact on the outcome. And Mitchell Thomas, our free safety, in the third quarter, blocked an extra point. If that doesn't happen, it really is we don't have even the option of kicking the field goal. We have to go Hail Mary. That probably would have played into the dynamics a little bit with Cortland possibly up by 4.
Absolutely.
Instead of 3.
Right.
So that was a huge play.
Right.
That determined the outcome of the game.
And who'd have thought about in the third quarter there's 99 points going to be scored? Who'd have thought that a blocked PAT was going to be really very, very important? So he kicks the 49-yarder. The fans go crazy, right? Those who stayed, hung in there. So it's a tie game. And then Mitchell does another great play. Why don't you tell us about that? Has another great play.
Same player. Mitchell comes up on Cortland's 3rd and long. I think it was 3rd and 9 in that first inning of the overtime.
Right.
And intercepts the pass on the goal line. So it squashes their opportunity to even kick a field goal.
Right.
So now all we have to do is score.
Right.
And I guess in retrospect that did affect our play calling just a little bit. We had a nice first down carry. We didn't convert the first down, but let's go out and win the game.
So we got less than a minute left. We could talk forever about this game. It was so much fun. But I want to finish it with Mark. Again, a psychology major. What's going through your mind on the 34-yard game-winning field goal?
To be honest, not much.
Yeah.
Run out there and I just quiet my mind before I go. And I just did my steps, waited for the snap, and it was history after that.
How about that? And 3-4 schools later, there you are being carried off on the shoulders of your teammates. What a great feeling that must have been.
Absolutely. One of the greatest moments of my life.
Fantastic. Well, men, what a great game. 51-48 win in overtime over Cortland. Saturday at Manchester in Indiana, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Sam.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to go inside and talk a little volleyball. Stay with us. Well, the class of 2014 will be inducted into the Athletics Hall of Fame on Friday night, September 19th, on the floor of the sports arena, and everybody's invited. Inducted this year, John Meade, a terrific swimmer out of the 70s, All-American. Nicole Sabuda, an All-American softball player, graduated in 2009. And Dr. Tom Koller, administrator, vice president of student affairs, who oversaw athletics during his time. And then also the 1969-70 men's basketball team. Some of you may remember that was Randy Smith's era, and also that team went to the NCAA Final Four. So again, Friday, September 19th, the Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony. If you're interested in coming, call my office at 878-6514 or go online and send me an email at the address listed on your television. And we're joined now by women's volleyball head coach Maria DePeters joins us along with Sam Parente, her outstanding outside hitter. And Coach, we've had a few matches already, but first time on the show, give us a little preview of the roster this year.
Absolutely. We lost 3 starting players for us last year, but I think we made up with them by a big recruiting class. A freshman from Florida, Courtney, has been outstanding so far for us on the right side. We have one of our former players stepping in as a setter position, and she just really is just working tremendously hard and I think doing a great job running our offense, impressing us, I think, more than we thought we'd be impressed by now. A couple big transfers that are really stepping into some defensive positions by the loss of Chelsea Moore, and a lot of returners. We have a big junior class with Rochelle Couchlin and Hannah Ronaldo and Kayla Pitts and Jess Crooks in the middle. So we also have a lot of returning players in positions that are staple positions for us. So it's a good mix of people this year.
Well, Sam, you've seen it all for 4 years now. How does the makeup of the team look to you?
I think we have really good chemistry. Everyone gets along on and off the court, so that's really important.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let's go back to recruiting just a little bit. You say you have somebody from Florida. Somebody from Florida is coming a couple thousand miles up to Buffalo. How did that all work out?
She actually contacted me back in her junior year with a video, and I watched her, and I just continued that connection with her. And I think definitely with the season that we had last year, it helped a lot. Her wanting to play at a high level and us winning the conference and going to the NCAAs. I think it was very intriguing to her to become part of a program that's doing so well. She also wanted to come up north, so that's a benefit because we have a lot of snow, and that's what she was looking for.
She loves to ski. Why wouldn't she? Absolutely. Buffalo's perfect. Early on, 6-3 overall record. Sam, about where you thought the team would be and how you see it as a 4-year senior now?
I thought we were going to come out a little much stronger, to be honest.
Okay.
But I think that our losses are learning lessons, so I think we're just going to get better from here.
Coach, what do you see that you like? Maybe some things that you need to tweak a little bit after 9 matches.
Sure. Things that I see that we like, our blocking has started off in the right foot. From the beginning of the season. I think a year ago from today, we weren't the same blocking team. So that's really excited me. I think that our serve receive looks pretty aggressive, and our serving is aggressive. Things that we need to improve on, our offense just needs to keep being more aggressive, and I think that we can have a little bit more communication on the court.
When you say aggressive to the novice out there, what do you mean by that? We're not hitting hard enough, we're not attacking often enough?
I think, yeah, exactly. We're not attacking often enough. I mean, we're attacking, but attacking can be tipping too. I'm looking for aggressive attacks, so hits. So I think sometimes our hitters go up with the mindset of getting the ball in play instead of going up with the mindset of getting a kill.
Okay. Let's go back one season, because it was a great season. It was the greatest season ever in women's volleyball at Buffalo State. 25-10, moving on to the NCAA tournament, obviously winning the SUNY. Have you sensed that the push to do even better was there this year? Sometimes, they might come to camp and kind of go, hey, we got there, we can get there again. Is that the mindset, or is the mindset we need to go further this year? How do we get further?
Yeah, I think the mindset is that we do need to go further, and I think we also know that our road to getting to the NCAAs is definitely not going to be easy whatsoever. Okay. Now that we are the returning SUNY champions, we're going to have a bigger target on our back. I think New Paltz is definitely going to come out with a lot of vengeance for us, and a lot of other schools too. So I think the team knows that they need to really push hard and to improve in a lot of areas that we weren't strong in last year that we have to be stronger in this year. But not only that, it's a new team. We have a lot of new players on the court, so you can't just expect to to be a good team. You have
Sure.
to work hard at it,
Right.
and we push that mindset in the girls every day.
Well, Sam, do you sense that in training camp that the team was committed? They understood what it takes to get there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all came in there ready to work hard.
Okay. Let's talk about you, the individual. I know it's a team game, and there's no I in team, but there is an ME. You've done it all. Last year, all SUNY, Player of the Year, All American, All New York, all everything. How do you motivate yourself going into this season?
I just start fresh. I pretend like that didn't happen, and I just want to keep being better and bettering myself. I set a lot of goals for myself. I want a better hitting percentage, and
Okay.
I want to just focus on improving.
Does her work carry over to the other members of the team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sam probably hits one of the hardest balls that I've seen in a long time from a lot of different players on different teams. So I think when Sam puts a heavy ball away, it really motivates people to be as aggressive as Sam is. Or when Sam gets a great block, to make sure that other players are getting aggressive blocks like that. So it definitely motivates the other team members.
And you had a terrific summer. Did a little road trip, I understand. Tell us about that.
I went to Costa Rica for Beyond Volleyball, Beyond Tour, and different teams went there. We got to tour Costa Rica as well as play against the national teams, which was an amazing experience. Yeah.
Tell me about the national teams. Different countries were there. How did that all set up?
It was just the Costa Rica national
Oh, I
team.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
So how many matches did you get in?
I think we had 4 total.
Fantastic. That's wonderful. And that was really her and Buffalo State coming together and people knowing about that.
Yeah, Sam got invited because she was an All-American. So
right.
what they do is they send out invitations to All-Americans, and you have a certain amount of time to reply whether or not you're going to go. And if you don't respond that you're going to go, then they'll move it on to a next group of girls that would want to go. So Sam solely got invited there because she was an honorable mention.
Well, the name's
All-American.
getting out there. We have an All-American. We get to the tournament, et cetera. I'm kind of curious. We hear that it helps recruiting, that it pushes recruiting. Did you sense that in the off season, that getting to the tournament and getting the name out, did it help you when you started calling high school student athletes up?
Yeah, absolutely. It really did help. Saying that you have All-Americans, saying that you have all conference players, saying that you won the conference, people are excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be a part of a winning program. So it was a tremendous help.
Well, the season has just started. I'm sure you'll be back on, and I wish you both the best of luck.
Thanks, Tom.
We're going to take a quick time out, and when we come back, believe it or not, we're going to talk lacrosse and Lindsay Abbott. Stay with us. All right, we're joined now by first year, second month coach Lindsay Abbott. That's how new Lindsay is to the athletics family here at Buffalo State, the new lacrosse coach. And welcome, Lindsay.
Thank you.
I kind of joke about it, but it's pretty serious in terms of your time frame and what you can get done. You joined us August 1st. I'm curious, we talk about game plans. What's the game plan for a coach that comes on board August 1st?
Well, my game plan was really just to kind of get to know the campus a little bit, get to know the staff, all of the athletic department. I went on a tour and tried to really understand the campus a little bit more and get a better understanding of Buffalo itself.
Okay, and then when that's over and we start talking lacrosse and you look at this roster, what are you trying to accomplish, let's say, in the first 2 to 4 weeks?
The first 2 to 4 weeks after that, I really tried reaching out to the players and getting to know them on a different level, and getting them to campus a little bit if I could, if some of them were local. I had a lot of the girls stop in, say hi, introduce myself, and get to know them a little bit more and see what their goals are and how excited they were for the non-traditional season.
And what did you take out of those conversations? Were they excited? Or were they a little apprehensive? I mean, here's a new coach, or they could say, yeah, I'm all in.
I think I had a little bit of both,
Sure.
Especially for some of the seniors because this is their third coach for 4 years. So they're like, we're excited, but we want to go somewhere this year.
Right.
And I told them I was willing to lead them in the right direction. So I think they were excited.
Fabulous. We'll get back to that conversation. What, if any, was happening with recruiting? August 1, I mean, there's very little time for any type of recruiting. Tell me about how that went.
Well, I did have some relationships from working at Cortland.
Great.
And I did bring one girl on campus already and showed her around. And the girl said to me, the girls on the team were like, "Oh, you already have a recruit coming?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's get her. Let's get her here." So she came to campus. She had a great time, was able to meet a couple of the girls, took her out to breakfast. Her mom came around. And I told her I was trying to start something special here at Buffalo, and bringing a lot with me from Cortland. And she had wanted to go to Cortland, but I think I had built the relationship with her, so she was willing to come check out Buffalo State. So
fabulous. And I'm sure she enjoyed the new facilities at Houston Gym.
She did. They all were very, very excited and happy about that.
Well, it's all about relationships.
That's right.
I look at you, I look at this bio, this incredible bio, and we start with a 4-time, not a 2-time, not a 1-time, a 4-time All-American at Cortland. I mean, you were an All-American as a freshman. How does that help you now as a coach?
I think it does, especially because some of the girls I played against, seniors on the team remember playing against me. And so I think that the level of respect, thankfully, was there right off the bat. I didn't have to tell them anything. They, like you said, they read my bio, and I think they're excited to have someone with talent and knowledge of the game. I've been playing the game for a lot of years now, and I've had some awesome coaches to lead me in the right direction.
So there's no conversations like, or maybe there are, like, when I played, when I was an All-American,
right.
Are those conversations not in the book, or do they come out every now and then?
I don't think they've really come out too much.
Yeah.
I mean, the girls one time we were doing some shooting, and I told them, I was like, "I'll show you some of my secrets."
There you
but
go.
Other than that, not really. I don't think I need to.
Okay.
I'm there to be their coach now. I'm not playing with them anymore. So I think that I'm taking a different approach to it.
You come obviously from a storied program at Cortland, and you said we want to move Buffalo to that next level, and Cortland has been there. And I'm curious, you played there, you were an All-American, you coached as an assistant. What can you take from that program and bring over to Buffalo State to move the Bengals just that 1 or 2 notch up to get more consistently into the NCAAs?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think working under Kathy Taylor, she was my coach my freshman year, so that was her first year. And we built a great relationship all 4 years that I played with her, and then she even brought me back on her staff. So I think that relationship is what has helped me grow into the coach that I am today. I don't know if it's necessarily Cortland, but I think it's more Kathy and the way that she developed me as a player and as a coach. And I'm bringing a lot from Cortland, the intensity. But when I say I'm bringing it from Cortland, I'm bringing it from Kathy.
Sure.
She's the one who really taught me everything.
Okay.
So, and my coach in high school also was a Cortland graduate. So her intensity, her enthusiasm, her excitement about the sport and growing of the game and being aggressive, that's definitely something that I bring with me. And the girls have said to me, they're like, wow, this is really intense. Practices are really intense. And I was like, that's how we're going to get to the next level.
There you go. Absolutely. We talked about recruiting. We talked about knowing the roster. Coming on board August 1st, you're in a very, very important time right now, and that's the non-traditional season. Mm-hmm. How are you taking that non-tradition? How are you looking at that in terms of evaluation or your program and getting to know your student athletes?
Yeah, I think we had our tryouts. We have our team set now, which is really exciting. We have 24 girls, and I think they're excited about the process. It's going to be going back to the basics, back to the fitness and the fundamentals of the sport. So then I can really break it down. So from years to come, I won't have to teach those things in the fall of next year, and the girls are going to be say, hey, no, coach likes to do it this way.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I'm just going to break it down right from the beginning, so that next year when the new freshmen come in, the upperclassmen are going to be like telling them exactly what to do, and I won't have to as much. I'm going to have the team lead the team.
So there's a getting to know period, both you with them and them with you?
Absolutely.
Well, Lindsay, I wish you the best of luck. Welcome aboard to Buffalo State. You're now a Bengal in black and orange, and we look forward to great things from lacrosse.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap it up for this edition of Bengal Magazine. Thanks to Jerry Boyce in football, Lindsay Abbott with lacrosse, and Maria DePeters with volleyball. Thanks to everybody here in IR, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks for more Bengal Magazine.